Jason Pegler here, owner of Chipmunkapublishing, and I'm really excited today because what I'm here to talk about is our 3-day seminar, which is just absolutely, I'm so excited about it. So this is when I give you 3 days of everything that I've learned in my young life, or maybe not so young life now, but everything that I've learned about coming to terms with mental illness, overcoming mental illness, conquering mental illness, curing mental illness, dare I say it, how to get over it, how to manage it, how to live with the social construct that we all struggle with, and how to make our life better. And also the real unlimited confidence that smashes the fear of your mental illness, any mental illness, that of your client, that of a member of your family or yourself. That is underpinning everything throughout the 3 days. And the 3-day seminar is also really about how to become a published author. If you're already an author, it's how to become a more successful author. And it's really about promoting yourself and positioning yourself to become a global leader in the position that you have and that you want within your global mental health niche. Now, of course, the media is changing all the time and ways of promoting yourself. So I'll be going through all the do's and don'ts of the traditional media, you know, newspapers, TV, radio, national, international coverage, starting from, you know, local newspapers to international newspapers. I'll be going through seminars, how to run your own seminars, and the do's and don'ts of that, how to do it cost effectively, how to do it at less risks, whether you should have your products ready or not, and what type of products available. Also, of course, social networking, so Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, what to do, how to do it, looking for emerging technologies, of course, and always keeping your eye open. For example, Google+, Foursquare, there's just so many to mention. Also, looking at our automated marketing strategies right for you, Aweber, MailChimp, Infusionsoft, whatever. Looking at how you want to position yourself to a place where you can, it may be that you're giving back to the mental health community and you just want to promote yourself and you leave a legacy for you and your children and document your experience and contribute to your mental health movement. Or you may want to become your key person of influence in your field, and to coin a Daniel Priestley phrase, but what I'm really passionate about is this 3-day event. Now I'm going to give everything in this 3 days, and there'll be exercises for people to do. And what I'm going to do is, it will be tailor-made for individuals at the event. So we'll get to know everyone at the event. Everyone can speak and say what they want out of it, and, you know, to give a little introduction. And I'll have a very detailed plan and strategy of what to do. And of course, there's so much personal development I've been learning over the years, and marketing strategies and things like that, that I'll be able to pinpoint different things. So all the techniques that I've learned from, you know, exercises, like sort of, there'll be energy, like Tony Robbins, you know, there'll be some of that. There'll be some real gems of just great things. You know, I'll just say my influences, because this is my seminar completely, and it's going to be totally unique. I'll be drawing on, you know, seminars I've been to. Tony Robbins, of course, like I've been to, you know, many of his seminars are fantastic. Richard Bandler, his seminar's amazing. Paul McKenna, his seminar's amazing. In the UK, I've been to, you know, some pretty good ones like Jonathan Jay, Dan Bradbury, Andy Harrington. I mean, there's loads actually. You know, I've seen lots of cool people speak. Like, you know, the ones that I like over the last year that I've seen speak is James Lavers. I thought he was really good. Daniel Priestley, I've seen him several times. Peter Thompson. You know, people in the UK. These are all, you know, well known in the industry of, you know, marketing and coaching and things like that. But my heavy influences really are people like Eckhart Tolle, you know, Power of Now. That had a profound impact on me, that book did, a long time ago, but probably in about the year 2001, something like that. And, you know, Anthony Robbins' Unlimited Power, when I read that in 2000. Richard Bandler, anything that he's written, any Paul McKenna things, you know, these had impact on me for, you know, since the beginning of 2000, 2001, 2002. And so many other amazing things that I've read. I love the personal development field. You know, Daniel Goleman, Emotional Intelligence. You know, really powerful things. Dalai Lama, books on the Dalai Lama and making the world a better place. Even sports autobiographies, you know, Muhammad Ali, things like this. You know, people who just kind of make a difference on the planet and really push themselves because the more they push themselves, the more they inspire us to achieve the life that we want. And so got some great ideas for this seminar already, and I'll just talk you through possible exercises. It may be or may not that we do them on the day, but some examples will be, so like the way people can go around and introduce themselves and say what they want out of the event. That's very important to me. And then like the idea of closing the event where they say what they got out of it as well. And, you know, I know Ted Nicholas does that very well, and a very old school marketeer, and still quite relevant. So that's the kind of thing. What I really want to do is, you know, I've got an idea of, like, you know, to come right at the beginning, let's have 10 reasons why you're here. So why are you here today? 10 reasons. And 10 reasons why you like yourself. 10 reasons why you're happy with who you are as a person. 10 reasons how you know thyself. Things like this. And the more... So what it will be is, it'll be 3 days with me discussing as much as I can about personal development, marketing, teaching you about how to become a great writer, how to become a successful writer, and also how I can publish you, and giving you advice on publishing with us, and how to build your own brand and things like that. And with the marketing as well, of course, these days it's not just seminars and automated marketing. You've got membership sites. The best ways of doing that, webinars, things like this are becoming really, really popular. And this is where I'm heading to, you see. So it's going to be great. We're already selling tickets, and finding that what's really nice is that people who've already been to the one-day seminar, so this is the one-day seminar that I've done on mental health, writing and empowerment. So people who've come to that, like that, and then they're coming to this one. That's really good. That seminar really is about learning to write from a happy self, and with a bit of personal development and unlimited confidence thrown in. And of course, the great thing about this 3-day seminar is, after the seminar, you'll get 30 days email support on going through what you learned from the seminar and developing that, and so you have yourself accountable to follow through with. Because a lot of people go to seminars and, you know, they're great, they have all these ideas and they kind of have an overflow of information and then never getting up anything, you know, never having anything done. It's a kind of emotional overwhelm. So instead of being in a state of flow, which is being in the zone, which is what we all want, people can just kind of just go on and off on a tangent and kind of speak like that and really not getting anything done. And one thing I learned from meeting James Caan, you know, Dragon's Den, is he told me it's really, really important to learn strategy and implement. And a lot of businesses, a lot of individuals, certainly when people promoting, because let's face it, everyone likes the idea of writing a book, okay? Most people never do. I don't know, maybe 1 in 100 might write a book. And then out of those 100 people, how many do you think are actually good at promoting themselves naturally? Another 1 in 100. And how many are brilliant at promoting themselves out of those 100? Maybe another 1% of those. So that kind of means that 1 in 10,000 people are brilliant at promoting themselves. 1 in 100 are decent, and then 1 in 10,000 are brilliant. Thinking of it like that, no wonder it's so hard to be a J.K. Rowling or Stephen King. It's obvious that what you what you write has to be not only good but relevant. It has to be somehow relevant to the world in some way. But there's lots of ways that you can think about writing and make your writing relevant to the world. And if you really think about the way the world is moving through the live streaming internet, what happens more and more every day? Well, people search for the information more and more what they want. And this is true with everyone on the internet. People under the age of 30, you know, especially the age of 18 to 30, it's unbelievable the amount of difference. I mean, some things that are just unbelievable that you wouldn't even maybe recognise. Like, I'll give you some example from our web statistics, okay? So, a year ago, 4% of our web traffic was coming through Facebook. Okay, last month it was 20%. Okay, a year ago, between 2 and 3% of our web traffic was being viewed on mobile phones. Now it's 10%. They're going to increase. Those statistics are going to increase every month. And you know, a lot of people will say that having a YouTube channel is more important than your website these days, and there's a kind of truth in that. I kind of, you know, obviously you need a website and some kind of products available and something like that, but you know, we had the Facebook craze where more, you know, Facebook eclipsed Google in clicks in 2010 or 2011, depending in the US or the UK, and then you have video streaming eclipse Facebook in clicks 2011, 2012, US, UK depending. So, and the growing influence of Twitter and convenience, because people search for the information that they want, and more each individual in the world has kind of more control over what they think and how to think. So the way you can personalize your mobile phone with the apps that you want, and you pick out the news that you want, so you can, depending on whatever devices that you want to use, you can share your information. This is going to get more and more popular, so it creates a kind of equal playing field all over the world. So whilst this 3-day seminar is in London, then obviously that is really exciting as well. But I want it to be available to people all over the world, so I'm going to make it a webinar as well. And so if you can't make it in person, then you can log in and pay for it by webinar. So you can be watch it virtually, and that's really fun. Of course, we'll be recording the event as well, so we can keep it on like MP3, CDs, DVDs, or MP4s, or whatever it is nowadays that people want. And it's really about leaving what I want is people to come with me on a journey. So in 10 years' time, we're in a position where instead of impacting on maybe hundreds of thousands of people at the moment, we've impacted on tens of millions of people, because mental illness is on the increase, right? Every year, more and more people are being diagnosed. The world is at a faster pace, and rightly or wrongly, more and more people are being diagnosed, and mental illness is becoming less of a taboo. And while that's a good thing because people understand it more, on another level it becomes more of a problem because more people open about it, and they wonder what they have, and I worry about more and more of the world being on medication and all this kind of things, when, to be honest, I don't feel that is the right solution. I think if people looked after their fitness, if they looked after their emotional self, if they looked after their nutrition, if they looked after their relationships, if they planned their lives and set their goals properly, instead of just imagining what things are like and then imagining what they want and then forgetting about it. The law of diminishing intent, as Jim Rohn so famously coined the phrase. It's really about a journey of fulfillment, and it's kind of pointless to aim to strive to be successful, because what you want is you have to become the person that you want to be in order to get where you want in life. And that's something that many people explain that kind of thing. To me, Jim Rohn explained it the best when that's the way he described what I'm talking about. So, okay, it's nice you can aim high, and if you reach for the moon, you can hit the stars. Well, that makes sense. If you aim for the stars, then you can hit the sky. What I mean is, if you aim for the top of this building or the top of a lamppost over here, then you're going to hit halfway up it. So that's good on one level, but feel the person that you want to become. And that means that if you want your book to sell loads, if you want to become a successful speaker, seminar speaker, consultant, business owner, mental health ambassador for the world, then you have to believe that you're doing it right now, that you're in that presence, you have that moment, you have that power within you, whatever it is, it's in your heart, and you have a calling, and it's however you want to describe it, however you feel it, and you do it and you act on it. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. In these 3 days, this is why I could just do a 3-day seminar on one or the other. I could do a 3-day seminar on personal development and empowerment, and have everyone jumping around and buzzing and just feel amazing and everything. Or I could do a 3-day one on marketing, and people would get great value out of it, and they would improve their strategies and everything. But I feel that the combination of the two is something that is really, really going to be electric. And I'm really, really excited about sharing that with people and finding people in a peak state. I did a seminar once when everyone got everyone pumped up at the start, and then one person arrived late, and everyone had introduced themselves, and because I got them into a peak state, the introductions went really cool. And then one person introduced themselves, they hadn't got themselves in a peak state, and they started talking about their illness, and they burst into tears. So I had to run over there and cheer them up. And by the end of the day, they were the last person to leave. This is what I'm talking about. So, because if you really think about it, of course we have to be in a peak state to deliver in life to the best of our ability. So it really, really does help to be in a peak state to deliver to the rest of our ability, okay? And there's two ways of doing it. We can be in a peak state, or we can push ourselves. Well, I don't like missing any opportunity, so I like both. And during these 3 days, you'll be learning mental health empowerment technologies, which is what I've created. And it's kind of like, let me go through, my story again. You may or may not know it, but I was diagnosed with manic depression when I was 18 years of age. I say 18 because in November 1992 I was 17 years of age, and I went into basically I took a couple of ecstasy tablets and I never came down. And 2 weeks later, I thought I was head of the European Hardcore Committee and creating world peace by making love to every woman on earth through my mind. And then I thought, oh my God, I'm God as well. There's an inevitable nuclear war that's going to happen, but I'm the only person that's going to stop it. So I had these feelings of like, extreme confidence stroke mania, paranoia. And I describe it as, it's a bit like the Mona Lisa, the painting. It's kind of magical and beautiful, but scary when you look at it. I mean, have you seen that? I've seen it in the Louvre, and it's pretty amazing. It's quite a small painting. I think it's going to be this massive painting, but it's not. But it's still captivating. And my point is that going through my own mania at such a young age, I didn't know where I was. I didn't know what was going on. I had no idea. Okay, pumped me full of drugs. I come back down. After I lost my memory for a month, and I can remember my first memory back was actually it was stood up urinating on a newspaper, thinking that when I urinated on the newspaper I was somehow curing all the negative news, because the news is so depressing, right? I never watch news, I just create my own news and pick the news, and younger and younger people are, the more they're like that. There's no faffing around. That's what's happening. People are chatting to their friends on Facebook, Twitter, and all kinds of things. They're following the people they want on Twitter. People are shaping their lives as they want, the younger that they are. They're not victims of traditional mega media anymore. And so if you want to capture that kind of audience and make a real difference in the world, you better get with the program and learn and understand the way the world is working and the way people are communicating. Anyway, when I got back down from the mania, I was in a psychiatric ward for 6 months. Went through this terrible depression and the humiliation of being in there. Oh my God, how can I ever go over this? The day that I left, they told me, oh, by the way, you've got manic depression. I don't think that I've ever heard of it. If I had ever heard of it, it was, oh, that's something that maybe like Van Gogh had, or like Beethoven had, or something like that, or maybe not Beethoven, but whoever, like that's something that someone in history had 200 years ago. I kind of took solace in that, and I thought, well, that kind of makes me special. And they said, well, I said, will it happen again? And we said, it may do, it may not. I thought, oh, well, great, that's great. So, and what happened to me? It took me, when I was realised, after being in the psychiatric ward for 6 weeks into the 6 month stretch, I thought, oh my God, I'm on a psychiatric ward. The only way I can get better is to psychoanalyze myself and create a Hollywood blockbuster movie so that I can be the Jason Pegler that I planned to be before this happened. And that will make me better. That will prove that this experience is okay. And I've learned from it. So that was an epiphany, right? And at the same time I thought, oh, and I've got to help everyone else in this ward because they look effing miserable, right? And I felt a duty, a calling. It was like a calling from, deep within my heart, like something pierced my heart, like God, the universe, or even felt like more a survival mechanism. Like the only way I'm going to survive as a human being is to take this upon myself. This is my destiny. So I was 18 years old at the time. What did I do about it? Well, I wrote a film script a year or two later. Didn't turn it into a film or anything. I had 4 episodes, spent another 6 months in psychiatric wards over a period of 8 years. Managed to, I went to Manchester University, got a 2-1 in classical studies. I had 2 breakdowns when I was there. One at the start of the second year, and then one at the end of the final year. Then I moved to London in 1999, and by 2000, April 2000 was the last time I was admitted to a psychiatric ward, and I was out by June 2000. So that's a long time that I've been out of psychiatric wards, and I'll never plan on being a patient ever again. What did I do? So I wrote A Can of Madness in October 2000, and I got a grant from Mind, the mental health charity, to self-publish it. Gave hundreds of copies to people who had drink and drug problems, which is kind of, what I had a problem with growing up and may have triggered my manic depression or whatever. But I got into reading Foucault and, some really interesting things. I studied classics, so I had quite an understanding of madness and Greek tragedy, the history of madness and this kind of thing. And I got really into self-help, personal development. Really, I got quite heavily into it in 2000, 2001. and NLP and things, but it wasn't really until I went to Tony Robbins in 2005 that I just kind of snapped out of everything. And I come off the medication with my psychiatrist. I've been medication free since 2005, and every year my life gets better, I get happier, and I've got 2 beautiful children now, and happy with my partner and everything, and I'm committed to making the world a better place. And this is why I want people at this seminar to share it, because I could, let's face it, I could just do all this online and never see anybody. It's there's more and more people using the internet every day, and more people are born on the planet every day, and more people are learning English every day, and we've got more and more products, and our growth is growing all the time. More people visiting our website and everything. But I really want to find the creme de la creme, the people who are the most dedicated, the most passionate, the most excited about coming on this journey with me. And as a result of coming on these 3 days, you'll see the prices on all the links and everything after this video, or at the bottom of this video, whatever it is. I'm going to offer you as well a license to go out and tell other people about, to sell mental health empowerment technology. I see it as, what always interests me about an LP, okay, I love Bandler. That guy is a dude, okay, and I've been on stage with him and met him, several times. I like the way he talks about psychotherapy and kind of jokes about it in the way that, they analyse. You go find in people's past and you look at all the problems. Well, how's that going to make people better? Well, I get that. I totally get that. That's why there is a new way of writing that's good for people's mental health and writing about happy things. And I've been touching on that in these one-day seminars I've been running. And that is fun and exciting and really, really exciting working on that. But what I want to do really is just take it to the next level. So, because I don't feel anyone has attacked this space. There's no one in the world, let's face it, who said, okay, look, what I do is I'm a mental health publisher, okay, and I'll publish anyone who has a mental illness. If they've got it for the rest of their lives, I'll publish you and give you a voice. If you can be coordinated enough so you can understand what the mission is of the company and somehow get your manuscript to us in a logical way, then I will do my best to publish you. It's on a case-by-case basis, so a lot of the time I say, look, you've got to go back and improve it. But that's not rocket science in many ways. That's just focus. And in other ways, I say, okay, so as a publisher, I'm not here to judge you as a mental illness, right? You can embrace, accept your diagnosis. If that helps you, that's fine. Because being told that I was bipolar was helpful because it gave me a kind of understanding that this is what the world says that I have so that I can move on. That's totally fine. So if you say, look, I'm bipolar for the rest of my life, that's totally cool. But even what I'm saying to you is that if you come to this seminar, I can still teach you ways that you can manage it better, that you can be a happier person, and you can also reach your potential as a writer, as an ambassador, as a member of the global mental health movement. But no one's really attacked this space by saying, well, there's lots of people who've got better from mental illness, but no one's attacked this space saying, okay, why don't we have seminars to see how we can cure people with mental illness? People just don't do it. They come up with you have to come up with something like mental health empowerment technology is a way of doing it. NLP can make you happier, or whatever it is, right? But what I'm saying is, on one level, mental illness is a social construct, right? We understand that. On another level, it's there every day, and the whole world has it. And okay, 25% of us will have it at any one time. What I'm saying is, I found a way somehow I knew mentally that I was going to get better. Because as soon as I realised where it was, I thought I have to get better, because the only way I'm not going to let it kill me is I'm going to get better, and that was just within me. That is like I broke my jaw when I was 19, and I've still got a pin in there. Okay, I had one taken out about a year ago, and it's like I have a pin that says I've cured myself of mental illness. And while I hold on to that, I always feel better, and I feel good about it, and feel good about myself, and I know I can help more and more people feel good about themselves as well. But you have to do it yourself, okay? And I'm here saying that, look, you have a psychiatrist, that's great. You have a psychologist, whatever. If that's good for you, that's fine. And you liaise with them about your medication. That's none of my business, right? It's your life. But what I'm saying to you, if you want a better life, if you want to learn how to write, to write better, to be published better, to promote yourself better, to make a difference on the planet, to have an impact on more people, and above all, help your mental health. If you help your mental health, you'll help your mental health of your loved ones, your family, your friends, and everyone you come into touch with. see, you know, if there's a guy walking past now, okay, and he's actually smiling, which that's like, most people don't smile when they walk past. So instead of walking, why don't you just try today, the next time that you go out, why don't you just walk around and smile at the first 20 people and see if, I guarantee one of them will smile back at you. If you do it generally, one person will smile. The fact that the two of you are smiling will have some impact, because I guarantee that that person, because you've smiled at them, they'll smile at someone else today. It's kind of like the universe embracing it to say, look, we all love each other, we're all in the same boat, we all want to help each other in some way, but we've got our own lives. And this 3-day seminar is so exciting. It's just going to be amazing. And it's a bargain, really. It really is a bargain. I love you lots, and just take care. And I mean that. Look after your mental health and each other. Okay? Take care, everyone.